Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Investment management for your lifetime. Brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital and Bryant Heating and Cooling. And now your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a brand new week of Zips Basketball Weekly with head coach John Groce, brought to you all season long by the Wentz Financial Group. Well, the Zips coming off a big win Friday night against Miami. Another hectic schedule coming up this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but let's bring head coach John Groce into the conversation. Coach, about halfway through the Mid-American Conference season, what have we done right in that first half? What do we have to get better to make a run up in Cleveland?
Yeah, it's a great question, Joe. I think offensively we're trending in the right direction. I like what I'm seeing. Our numbers are pretty good. We're cutting down on turnovers. I think we're making better decisions. We have a little bit better chemistry on that end. I think we understand what each other's strengths are better. We're creating open and easy shots for each other. That part's good. Defensively, you know, we're not up to par where we need to be. That's where I think we need to get better, in particular three-point field goal defense. Right now teams are shooting too many and too high a percentage from there. And then here lately we have forced some more turnovers with our changing defenses, and I think we need to do that. Obviously, when you have a chance to force turnovers, it gives you a chance to get easy baskets on the offensive end. We've done that a little bit better here lately, but still need to do that even better. And then I think the third thing on the defensive end is defensive rebounding. We've been really trending well, offensive rebounding. We've had Freeman, who's one of the nation's best. Aziz, when he comes in the game per minute, has been great. Wynn was great on the glass last night. Dawson and Ali have started to really give us some traction there and add some bodies to the backboard on offense. But we've got to limit second chance opportunities for the opponent. So right now our focus really is on that defensive end, and if we can get that end back to where it's our standard, I think we have a chance to really make a move.
The one thing I've noticed, Coach, the last few games, you're getting some quality minutes off the bench. The depth seems to be really playing well for you right now.
You know, there's been, quite honestly, Joe, some games where it's been hit or miss, but here lately, I would agree with you, it's getting better. Obviously, in our win over Miami, the contributions of Wynn, Aziz, Dawson, and Clark were tremendous.
Huge.
I highlighted those guys after the game in front of the team. I thought the value they added to the game was enormous. I mean, it was really good. If we can continue to do that with those guys and roll 9 deep, 9+ deep, that makes a big difference here, especially as we're getting ready to go into this stretch that you just alluded to.
Exactly. Well, right now, let's go back to the Jar on Friday night. National TV audience, again, that's the third or fourth time the Zips have had that opportunity to showcase the program. The Miami Redhawks are in town, Coach, and I told a lot of people, don't look at their record. This is a pretty good basketball team. They got some really good guards.
Yeah, those two guards, Day Grant and Larry, and then really Coleman Lands as well, who's a veteran off the bench. Those guys can really score it efficiently, make plays for themselves and others, and are scary in a one-game setting. I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job against them. Day Grant made some plays for them. He's a terrific player. There you see Greg on the sink and fill, deflection, steal. I thought our ability to get it inside, Joe, and impose our will there, in particular with Freeman and Ali and even Mike Wynn. We ran an action out of a timeout where we posted him, and he delivered as well. I thought was really impactful when it came to the outcome of the game.
Yeah, we saw Castaneda hit a 3, then kind of a stop and pop 2-pointer. That's part of a 7-0 run halfway through that first half that got you the lead.
It did, and it was. We talked about it after the game, right? It was an odd stat sheet. We're shooting almost 50%, 33 from 3, leading in rebounding, only 6 turnovers. They're shooting 36 from the field, 20-some% from 3, but yet we only have a 3-point lead. I thought it was a really odd stat sheet because I thought we should have been up probably more at the half than what we were. But a lot of that we were shooting ourselves in the foot with some bad shots. I thought some soft plays with the ball where they took our ball. The second half we got a lot of those things cleaned up, and I thought we played much better in the second half.
You mentioned Michael Wynn and Garvin Clark. They came in and they had back-to-back steals. Clark with a nice no-look feed, and Freeman continues that defensive end, either block shots or alter shots down there.
Just impacts it at a high level, Joe. I mean, even when he doesn't block the shot, just his presence, and even Aziz 2 or 3 times during the game affected the rim with their size and their length and their shot blocking potential. And when that happens, obviously, if you're a player on the other team, you're thinking about shooting the ball, Joe, a little higher.
You're right.
Or you're just a little bit out of rhythm, and they bother you around the rim. They give us great rim protection.
You know, you looked at Miami for some previous games. They had some great comebacks. They were down big against some teams and came back and either won or made it interesting, and they kind of hung around Friday night.
They did. Obviously, I think we got to get some things cleaned up between now and when we play them again here on this quick turnaround. But we can be better. You're right. And when you have those guards that you were talking about earlier, you're always in the game, you know, because those guys can really make plays and make difficult shots.
You took Castaneda out of the game, give him a little bit of a rest, and then you put the Castaneda and Dawson back in. I think there was about 4:45 left in the game. You knew they were going to play down the stretch. Just give them a little extra rest.
Yeah, I thought our bench, we were able to do that because of what you said earlier. Our
Right.
bench was playing so much better and really gave us an opportunity to do that, to get those guys a blow, give us a chance to close the game. I thought the play of the bench was just tremendous.
You know, they fouled Greg Tribble. I guess statistically they thought that was a guy to foul. He hit 2 big free throws for you, though.
Yeah, no, he's shooting in the 60s this year, and I think he can shoot even higher. He's really worked at it, man. His shooting in general. That's why I've encouraged him to continue to take wide open shots. And obviously he stepped up after they fouled him there late in the game and made both free throws, Joe.
Yeah, Freeman ended up with 21 points. Ali 10 points, 4 assists. Castaneda 11 points, 3 assists. Again, you continue to spread out the scoring.
Yeah, no question. 4 double-figure scores right now through basically right at 20 games, right? So that's a good thing for us. It makes us a little bit more versatile. And I think some other guys are coming on too. You know, Greg obviously has the potential of entering that realm of, I think he's at 7 or 8 points per game. So we're very versatile. We can hit you from a lot of different spots, a lot of different guys, a lot of different ways, and I think it makes us more difficult to defend.
Yeah, a lot of enthusiasm on the Red Hawks bench. You got the kind of thinking they thought if they could steal one here on Friday night, they'd have a good chance on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, obviously they have great energy. Jack does a good job with them. I thought our energy level was pretty good in the second half.
Yeah.
First half was just okay.
Right.
Ironically, we had practiced so well the previous day and had phenomenal energy. And I told those guys at halftime, I said, fellas, I'm not asking you to do anything you don't do on a daily basis. You just did it yesterday in practice. I thought our energy level was much better in the second half.
Zips win that one 66-55, 7-3 in the Mid-American Conference. We're going to take a break. Hey, we've got a special guest, a guy we talk about every week on the show. He's going to be our special guest, Enrique Freeman here right after this.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
This is my back before surgery, and then this was it after. These things are in my back right now, helping keep it straight so I get to go back to dance with my friends.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, Chloe. From my perspective, there is nothing that I wouldn't let you do. Really, all the credit for how well you're doing is just you and how hard you've worked to get back to where you are. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly. And Coach, we talk about this guy every week. We thought it'd be appropriate just to have him on live and let the fans learn a little bit more about him. It's the pride of St. Martin de Porres High School up in Cleveland.
Yeah, no question. It's great to have Enrique on the show. We were talking this past week, and I told him that Chad had educated me on St. Martin de Porres and when it originated, 2000, what was it, 3?
2003.
Yeah, so it's been around for 20 years. I said, Rique, are you the only Division I athlete to play from St. Martin de Porres? And he mentioned Byron Thompson as a guy that's done that as well and actually went to Akron.
Yes.
So we talked about that this week. But, yeah, no, it's a real privilege to coach him. We talk about him a lot because he's easy to talk about.
That's right.
You know, obviously starting with character, academics, teammate, and then who he is as a player every day. And the thing that I appreciate the most about him is you can coach him. He doesn't take it personal, and he wants to be better. He will watch the film, what can I do better to help our team? And so it's that mindset he brings every day, and it's a lot of fun to have him around.
I've got a lot of questions. Hopefully you can get them all in. But obviously, coming out of high school, you could go just about anywhere you wanted to college. Why did you select the University of Akron, number one? And number two, when you arrived on campus, did you have any thoughts about playing basketball for the Zips initially?
First question, I chose the University of Akron because I received a scholarship to go here academically through PCC. And I did have initial intentions to play basketball here. I wanted to try out. I think I was just a little intimidated, a little fearful of the word no, that I chose not to do it my first year. But then I had a lot of friends and family encourage me to say, you know what, you didn't do it the first year, but just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't get fearful. And then the second year I did it. And
did you come to a lot of the home basketball games and take a look at the Zips and then determine you wanted to try out? Or how much did you know about the program?
I actually didn't know too much. I actually only came to one game.
Okay.
I came to one game. That's it.
That was it.
Yeah,
and
that was
then
it.
You thought, maybe I can play with these guys.
I thought.
Coach, that had to be
right.
one of the biggest moments for you as a coach here to see this guy, number one, walk on, and number two, develop the way he is right now.
Yeah, no, it was a unique situation. We had the tryout, and we're all like, who's this guy? He has a lot of potential. Obviously, we liked him at the tryout and made the decision at that point to add him to that championship year team, saying, hey, look, he's a great kid. We checked his academics. He's going to be a great fit in that regard, hard worker. And worst case scenario, he'll start out on the scout team. He'll really be able to add a lot of value like our scout team guys do now. And obviously that was where we started. And now here we are later as one of 13 players in college basketball that averages a double-double.
Exactly.
You know, so it's been an amazing story. And I think as he's went on, I've watched his confidence grow. And I've watched him mature and grow as a person and player, and that's pretty neat.
Let's talk about basketball because that's what you're here at the university to play and, of course, get your education. Outstanding jumper. You get off your feet. We've talked about that, Coach, as quick as anybody. Timing, super timing. Have you always had those attributes, or is that something you developed since you came onto the program?
Something I've always had, but something that I've developed to be more comfortable doing. I think that was one of the keys at the emphasis of this season was taking extra shots and in the summertime, really focusing on how to improve my game and my jump shot and those specific things.
Exactly. Can you coach that, get the timing and getting off your feet in a hurry? Or?
I think you either have that or you don't. I agree with Rique. He probably had some of those things. Now, in terms of where he was at weight-wise, to how much work he's put in on his body, to skill things that he was alluding to, whether it's shooting or touch or understanding the game or terminology or the system, he's gotten so much better in all those areas and then some. But timing and, you know, those type of things, Joe, I think are really vision to see things. Those things are difficult to coach. You either have those as attributes. Now, you can get a little bit better by becoming more knowledgeable and learning and growing, but those things you either have or you don't. Exactly. He has that timing.
Exactly. A couple things I've noticed. You've got your own personal cheering section because after the game, Dave Scozen and I doing the wrap-up show, I look over to my left, and there you've got about 14 or 15 family members. Tell us about how that feels to have that support for every home game.
Oh, it feels amazing. And the best part is my first year when I wasn't playing a lot, they were still there.
Yeah.
14 of them still there. So they've had the experience to watch me grow from that time to now, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to, you know, go after the game and have people to say, you know, I love you and I'm here for you. Even if it's a bad game, a good game, a lose, a win, they're just going to be there regardless.
Exactly. Something else Coach and I have talked about a lot. We have now moved the students down on the court. How much has that helped you guys? Because they are all over the opposing team. They always pick out a couple players to get on, and you always shake their hands after the game. Tell us how much fun it is to have those students down on the floor now.
It's a lot of fun. I feel like you get more of an interaction because I know last year they were behind on our side.
Yeah.
But this side, I feel like they have their face and a voice. They have their voice. They can pretty much do what they want.
Something else Coach and I have talked about, I'm not sure if you ever thought about joining the Big Brothers organization, but you've kind of become a big brother to Aziz and Dado. Tell us about how that relationship developed and how close you two are.
We're close, we in the summertime, it was just me and him working out, and pretty much working out. We used to play ping pong. I would say I'm the champion, but I think he'll say otherwise. He beat me a few times, but not a majority was me. So
Exactly.
No, but it's been really nice to have someone. When I first came here, my mentor I would think of would be DR, Dang Riak is his real name. He kind of told me like, oh, you gotta look at this way. You gotta kind of tell me it's okay to mess up. It's okay to do this. It's okay to do that. So me being able to be in his position and help Aziz say, you know, I look at it this way. You should look at it this way, and he's doing a good job of understanding that. So I think that's.
Coach, final comments from you about this guy. I'm sure every time there's an open tryout now, you're looking for another Enrique Freeman.
No, it's an amazing story. We've talked about it obviously numerous times. And as I said earlier, it's just a privilege to be able to coach him. And the thing is, I think his best years, you know, obviously he's playing well now. Yeah. Well, he's got a lot more growth possibilities, whether it's muscle mass, skill level. He mentioned his shooting. Obviously this year he hasn't done a whole lot of that outside the paint, but that's coming. Okay, so a lot of the different things we're going to do with him as we continue to help him grow. But you can have all the ideas and plans, Joe. If you don't have a guy that has the right attitude, the right work ethic, who wants to be coached, those are the guys that get better. Exactly. And that's the reason why he's improved. It's because of his character. You know, and I mentioned last night on the radio show that, you know, I'd like to take credit for that, but I'm not going to. That's his family and his mom. Yeah. You know, give her a lot of credit, and some of the others that have influenced him prior to his arrival. But yeah, we've still got a lot of room for growth. I think Rique would tell you that as a team and for him individually.
Enrique, thanks for joining us today. It's been fun watching you develop. The story's not over yet, so we look forward to the remainder of your career here at Akron. We're going to take a break, come back and announce our Players of the Week right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
What we make right here at the University of Akron
holds up under pressure.
What we make climbs the ladder and leads to record highs.
What we make lifts us all
and makes us all better.
With everything we make, everyone rises.
Okay, retirement this week, we announce our Player of the Week and our Player on the Rise, and you just met the guy that's our Player of the Week, Enrique Freeman. Coach, another double-double against Miami on Friday night against the Redhawks. 21 points, 13 rebounds, 3 block shots in just under 33 minutes. He's becoming our Player of the Week almost every week here in the program.
Yeah, no, he had a great game, obviously, and really impacted the game at both ends of the floor. You look at his production on the stat sheet, that certainly stands out. Yeah. But what he does defensively and covering up messes, you know, he cleans up messes and makes it really difficult around the rim, I thought was equally impactful.
Exactly. Of course, we talked about his ability to block shots and alter shots. And I remember one sequence down at the, I think, defensive end. He altered a couple shots. Guys backed up trying to fade away and still going right to the hoop.
Yeah, he can do that, obviously. Yeah. I mean, he's just a terrific defender in and around the rim. Even if he doesn't block it, Joe, he affects it. Yeah. And he affects offensive efficiency of the opponent in and around the rim. So Aziz does the same thing, you know. And our guys have done a pretty good job of what we call box or rim protection all year, even aside from those two giants, you know. So we got to continue to do that.
Congratulations to Enrique Freeman, our Player of the Week. How about our Player on the Rise? A new name this week, Michael Wynn out of Albany, New York, came off the bench against Miami Friday night, played 10.5 quality minutes, had 4 points, 2 steals, 2 rebounds, and an assist. So he did a little bit of everything.
He was great, Joe. Great to add him, obviously, to that rotation. And I thought his minutes were really meaningful, significant, and impactful. And there's something we can build on.
Exactly. Congratulations to Michael Wynn. Congratulations to all our players who've been announced as our Players of the Week and our Players on the Rise each week here on the program. We're going to take a break. As we mentioned at the top, another hectic week for the Zips. We're going to come back and talk about the schedule right after this.
Even if this is the three-point line,
and this is the hoop, if this is home ice, and this is sticking the landing. Kids will find a way to keep playing the sports they love, and we'll keep helping them. After an injury, Akron Children's is dedicated to getting your child back to the game as quickly and safely as possible, however they play it. Learn more at akronchildrens.org/sports.
The difference with Once Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
Well, another busy schedule for the Zips as they will be at Northern Illinois and DeKalb on Tuesday night. Then Friday night, a big one. Want to see you at the Jar as Kent State comes to town, part of the Wagon Wheel Challenge. Second time we've taken on the Flashes this year. But, Coach, let's talk about Northern Illinois because they've had some big wins. They started the year with a nice win over Washington up in Alaska. They beat Kent by 2, so they're a dangerous basketball team.
Super deep, and they've really bought into Coach Burno and what he's wanting them to do from a physicality standpoint, how hard they play. I think in watching them, they're one of the more physical teams in our league as I've had a chance to see them play against some of the opponents we've been preparing for, and obviously now them. Very physical, good guard play with Thornton, starting with Thornton. He's really good, really talented. And then they bring Keyshawn Williams off the bench, who's like the microwave. He reminds me of Vinnie Johnson, who used to play for the Detroit Pistons back in their heyday. Can really score the ball and get buckets a variety of ways. They're interior players, as I mentioned. The word that keeps coming up is physical. They're really, in my opinion, trending in the right direction, and it'll be a great challenge.
Of course, they have a game, I think, against Western Michigan before we see them on Tuesday night, so we're not sure what their record is, but anytime you go on the road and play a team, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, any game in our league. Yeah. Anybody can beat anybody in league play. You see that across the country. League play is just so different. Yeah. It just is what it is, and obviously any time that you can get a win in our league's a great league. You enjoy it and you learn from it. Those are the two things we try to do when we win.
Exactly. And, of course, Friday night, the Zips take on Kent State at home. We want to see a full house as the Golden Flashes come to town. What more can we say about Kent? We see these guys twice every year. One of the great, I think the best mid-major rivalry in the country.
It should be a great night, great atmosphere and environment. Look forward to getting all of Zips Nation in here on Friday night, national television on the ESPN networks, 7 p.m. on Friday night. So we need you, Zips Nation. Be there. We'd like to have a great environment that night. And it's always a fun game to coach in. It's great for the players to play in. You're going to get their best. We want to make sure we give it our best, and it's a great challenge.
That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off. As we said, a national TV audience in Kent with the same names he saw over at Kent in the first game. Sincere Carey, Tervel Beck. They did a good job on the glass against us, I remember.
They did, and I thought defensively their physicality and the way they guarded the ball, and they really got into us and bothered us. We're going to have more poise and be a little sharper with our execution here in round 2.
And I guess, Coach, our players are going against Kent long enough. You don't have to say much to them in the locker room. They realize how big a game this is.
No, you can't get up for this one. Then I always say go try tiddlywinks or something. You're in the wrong sport.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. We embrace it. I know they do as well, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Exactly. Well, Coach, we got through a tough segment pretty well. We got another one coming up, so we'll talk about that next week.
No, it sounds good, Joe.
All right. For head coach John Groce, I'm Joe Dunn. We'll see you at the Jar Friday night, Akron against Kent State, 7 o'clock. For the coach, I'm Joe Dunn. Back next week with more Zips Basketball Weekly. And always remember, go Zips.
Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Investment management for your lifetime. Brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Thanks for watching, and go Zips!
This has been a presentation from Learfield,